This is ESPN Esports. I'm Ardo Cal, and it has been an absolute roller coaster ride for the Dallas Empire, in particular Clayster, the last several days. Just imagine the scene. On Sunday, the Dallas Empire win the inaugural Call of Duty League World Championship. That made Crimsix and Clayster three-time world champions. And during their press conference, mere hours later, maybe a day or two tops, they had to address the complete format change of CDL Season 2 with the game going from 5v5 to 4v4, not necessarily basking in their glow while in the honeymoon phase of having won a championship. Then they had to address concerns that one of the players is going to be dropped from the roster. Effectively 20% of the league, of the starting players at least, will be completely cut from the league because of the 4v4 format, and with ESPN Esports reporting that 12 teams will remain for Season 2. There will not be an expansion. That article's up at espn.com/esports. During that press conference, Clayster in particular said, I almost want that person to be me because I know how hard this team works. Here's the clip.
Nobody on this team deserves to be dropped. We all worked so hard this year. We all put in equal contributions all year round. It's going to be heartbreaking, whoever it is. Like, I almost even want to, be the one to go just so them four can play together. It's nobody on this team deserves to go anywhere, and it sucks.
I feel the same way.
That it has to happen like this.
And, well, I have to wonder whether he knew about it during the press conference, because the next day we find out that Clayster is a restricted free agent, now looking probably for another home. Here is his statement that he put in a twit longer on Twitter. Not really sure how to start this, been struggling on how to. Obviously, Empire decided to move on with the other four for next year, and I genuinely hold nothing against the org or the players. Shout out to everyone over on the Dallas Empire for making it feel like home. I was beyond happy to represent Texas and live my legitimate childhood dream, and I can't thank all the staff and players from top to bottom for making it feel like a family. I really have never been accepted to a huge org like I was at Envy ever since I moved here. I, for real, love Porter, Kyler, Inder, Ant, and Ray beyond belief. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, and I just hope that I didn't rub them the wrong way or something this year. I really hope I maintain a friendship with these guys because we accomplished greatness this year, and I truly wish them nothing but success in the rest of their careers. The twit longer goes in extensive detail. I highly recommend you go to Clayster's Twitter account to read the full statement there. But unbelievable. This is a huge turn of events for somebody that just became a three-time world champion on Sunday, and then 48 hours later, less than that, now is a restricted free agent concerned about his future. And just think about the makeup of the league. We now have 12 less starting spots available in the league in itself, one less per team. So we have all that much more talent available as free agents conceivably going into the offseason. And now teams are going to have to make a decision, and Clayster in particular, where is he going to play next year? Which teams will entertain offers and reach out for conversations? This is just an absolutely wild story, and just unbelievable drama as we even begin the offseason here. And my goodness, for Clayster, you have to think of the roller coaster of emotions from the absolute pinnacle of winning your third COD competitive championship and in the first season of Call of Duty League, in the circumstances that they did it, a league being completely online in a game that not many people revered. There were so many storylines in CDL this season, and for Dallas to persevere the way that they did, and for Clayster to shine through the way that he did on this team, it really said a lot about his character. And he was always somebody that was willing to do media, that was out there talking to people. He was definitely a good ambassador and representative for the Dallas Empire. And then all of a sudden, they didn't have much time to celebrate because they had to address the concerns about 4v4 and what that meant specifically for the Dallas Empire, even in their own championship press conference. And then Clayster all of a sudden announcing that he is a restricted free agent. This is unbelievable. I wonder if the conversations have already begun behind the scenes with Clayster and other teams, but really, maybe not, because teams are probably trying to figure out who they want to even keep at this point. It's still way too early for teams to even be thinking about who else to look out for, etc. This is going to be an extremely interesting offseason. And if last year's offseason wasn't enough, where everyone was a free agent and we were loading up the franchised teams going into CDL season 1, this one's going to be almost equally as interesting, given who will be cut from where and what star players will go where. Where will Clayster end up? Let us know in the comments below. Where do you think the next step is for Clayster? Is he going to end up on another CDL team? Is he going to play in Challengers? Is he going to retire? What CDL team will he end up on? This is all very interesting questions, but definitely let us know in the comments below, because this is absolutely blockbuster news. And also, you got to look at the rest of the team for the Dallas Empire and whether or not Clayster was the obvious choice here. You have Hook and who's been there for a very long time under the MV banner, who Hastro even said in the championship press conference was just looking for the right pieces around him in order to garner a championship. And then you have that sort of loyalty and longevity there with Hook. You have Crimsix, who is most people, if not everybody in the COD community, will now say that he is the undisputed greatest COD player of all time. How do you let someone like that go? And then you have Shotzzy and Illy. Shotzzy's a world champion in 2 different esports now. He is the MVP reigning of the league, the reigning MVP of the league. How do you let go the reigning MVP? And then you have Illy, who showed so much promise as a rookie. And if you look at it from a long-term perspective, yeah, there's going to be a lot more potential there for Dallas Empire to get some more value in keeping someone like Illy, who perhaps has many more years ahead of him in competitive COD, as opposed to, say, someone like Clayster. That remains to be seen, of course, but if you're looking at it on paper, certainly based off this past year's results and how perhaps he meshed well with the team, then certainly the potential is there. So that certainly left Clay, I guess, on paper, looking at those characteristics, as the odd person out. But many people would still be completely bewildered by this particular decision, or even the fact that a decision like this had to be made. So let us know in the comments below about a few things. I want to hear from you. Whether Clayster was the right decision to be the odd man out, so to speak, on this particular Dallas Empire roster. If not, who would you have picked? If so, why do you think Clayster was the right choice? Do you think Clayster will end up on another CDL team? Which team would he be great on if you're looking at the rosters? Which team would he benefit immediately? Certainly a lot of teams will look at him and say he would be a valuable addition to this team. Will he do something else? Will he coach? Will he stream? Will he take time off? What do you think Clayster will do next? And also, which players across teams do you think are on the chopping block when you look at different rosters in the CDL? Let us know in the comments below.